All right, Mom. I'm gonna make this video quick. I'll make this video quick for you. So, what we're looking for is a drop and a rise back up into that area. So, um, like the first thing we do is we first look at for it to come out the bands, right? This is this is GBP CAD I'm looking at right now. So, I'm looking at it on a 5 minute chart because then I can scroll down five at least five time frames down, which would be the 1 minute chart to show you exactly what we're looking for. And it's simple. Now that I know that it's simple. So let's look at this one for example, right? I'll highlight it for you. It came out the bands here, right? So matter of fact, let me do this correctly. Black. Okay. So now this is the 29th. This is March 29th. Let's go to minute chart. March 29, March 29. Okay. So here we are, right? So what I do first is this. Okay, so it came out the first leg. When this crosses, as we normally was doing, it crosses. This is what we do. We put a line right at the bottom. Put a line right there at the bottom. So right here, this is where we put our line at because that's the last point for where it rose from. So now it crossed, right? It has to touch that line. It has to touch that line. If it don't touch that line, I'm not taking the trade. So here's this right here. It came, like I said, it has to like don't close past that line. If it like spikes it, like right here, I would have got in right here. So if you got in here, you could have put one right here. It spiked it. There you go again. Now, how do we also know that this is a good trade to take? Not just because it kind of went up, right? How do we know this is a good trade to take? One, when it came down all the way down here, right? You see where this TDI is at? This TDI is way down here, right? So it's really started here, but it came back, boom. The reason why I put it here is because in order for these two to cross, there has to be like some big surge of volume or a big candle to make these cross. So now that I know that for sure, okay, cool, that happened. This has officially left the building right here once these two lines cross. So once the line crossed, boom. When it came back, this is way up. This TDI right here is way up. It's nowhere near the bottom as it was here. It's way up. Now, if we go back to the 5 minute chart, it's the same thing. This happened, right? This is the big candle that made the lines cross on the 1 minute, and then it came back to touch here. But as you see here on the TDI, it was way up. But the indicator is not reflecting what's showing on the screen. So when price was down here, the RSI was down here, right? When price came back, the RSI is now up, meaning there's something wrong with this picture, right? So now that you know that, this is how you would place the trade. Come up, it comes down, you take the trade right here. Boom. Now that you take the trade right there, we're going to the 15 minute chart because it'll make it a little bigger. Your stop loss is right here. We could put it maybe 10 pips. You could put maybe 10 pips away from that marker if you would like. I say, yeah, put it, that's 10 pips. You could put it maybe 15 pips at most, right? Now, from there, from this line all the way up, look at that. That right there is already 154 pips. 154 pips just off that. So what I'm saying is, if it doesn't retest, you're not taking it, right? So let's go to another trade just to see, right? See what's a good trade, what's not a good trade. This this is a 15-minute chart. So the reason why I don't want to do a 15-minute chart because I can only go down to a 5-minute, but let's see if it works. Right? It came back, it crossed, but it didn't touch. So I'm not taking that trade. That's not a trade I would take because it didn't touch. I'm leaving that alone. It probably got it now to say, let's say we were taking this trade on a 4-hour chart, right? This little move right here would have got you everything you needed. Matter of fact, if you would have took this trade, you probably would have gotten 50 something pips. Let's say you got in like right here at the bottom. That right there is almost 50 pips. You would have got your money right then and there. So what I'm saying is, don't take the trade unless it's completely at the bottom. So now let's look at it again. Let's look at some more trades. Um, okay, this one is kind of there, but we'll see. So here's another variation of the trade. It came out the bands. All right, let's mark it. But as you see, right, there's a lot of wicks, like a whole bunch of wicks. So what I will probably do is this: bring it across. All right, because now that's a zone of price. That's that's what price has been. So now let's go to the 1 minute. Right. So it crossed. It came back. It got into this zone of price. That's what we did on a 5 minute chart, right? But look where the indicator is at. Indicator is nowhere near this. Is at the same level, but it's not there, right? Let's say we took it here. That right there is the easy 30 pips, right? What we were doing before was this. It crosses and then we got in here, right? We're already late. We're late into this trade. So if we got in here, look at that. That's double the pips. We're done there. And that's off the 5 minute chart. That's not to say if we caught the 15-minute ones. So I'm gonna make another video with the 15-minute ones, and then we can go ahead and check it. But I think I might show you that one when we are in person, so it'll be easier for you to understand. So just basically all you're doing for this purpose of using the 5 minute chart, and all you're doing is waiting for it to come out the bands. When it comes out the bands, we need it to retest. Completely need to retest. If it don't retest, we don't take it. Simple as that. This was a best example I can take. I can show you right here. It came out the bands. It retested it literally. It just literally retested that line. When it retested it, it went right up with no issue. And that's on every pair. That's every pair, every currency pair. If it does that, it's not coming back. They say like, oh, that's it. It's not coming back. That's the end of that. So now you have a profit goal or a profit margin which you need to take. If it does that, okay, cool. I need to go ahead and get this one right here. This is a high pair, a high currency pair, so you're gonna get more than 50 pips off this one. But this one you can easily get your money's worth, and that's the end of that. Call it a day. So that's why I say, um, stick to that. You'll be fine. That's all it is. Hope this was helpful. I'll do another one when I see you, so it'll be more. It'll be explained more. Okay.